The Democrats' long march into irrelevance. That's the focus of tonight's angle. We have not seen one scrap of evidence demonstrating that President Trump or his campaign colluded with the Russians. Well, that's a big letdown for Democrats who expected to have Trump either convicted or impeached by this point. So now what do? Well, if you can't beat them, sue them. Well, believe it or not, the Democratic National Committee filed a lawsuit today against the Russian government, the Trump campaign, and the WikiLeaks organization. Oh, that's all? Well, they allege, get this, a far-reaching conspiracy to throw the 2016 election to Donald Trump. Yes, I'm serious. Well, I'm surprised at this point they didn't sue CNBC for airing Apprentice reruns. That's not fair. But look, should we really be surprised by any of this? The rage and the fury on the left over Trump's election and their frantic search for something, anything to explain why Hillary Clinton lost has become a total obsession. They thought collusion would invalidate the election.
There is, however, extensive press reporting on the relationships between the Russians and the individuals associated with both the Trump campaign and the incoming administration.
We know the Russians played a very significant role in the campaign.
So you have seen direct evidence of collusion?
I don't want to go into specifics, but I will say that there is evidence that is not circumstantial.
I've always said that I believe there was collusion.
Poor Auntie Maxine. After all these months and after a special counsel and congressional investigations too numerous to count, what have they actually found? A multi-million-dollar pile of nothing. Well, good luck to the DNC in trying to make a case in court with these star witnesses.
Have you seen any evidence that this dirt, these emails, were ever given to the Trump campaign?
Not so far.
Any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians, there was no evidence of that included in our report.
I understand that, but does it exist?
Not to my knowledge.
When you learned of Russian efforts, did you have evidence of a connection between the Trump campaign and Russian state actors?
As I said, Mr. Gowdy, I don't do evidence.
Now, there's a lot, apparently, that John Brennan doesn't do. But that is just a joke. Now, just imagine the discovery process if this foolishness ever made it to trial. Like, what if the defense demands to see the DNC servers that they claim WikiLeaks hacked? You know, the servers the Democrats refused to let the FBI examine, and that the FBI, for some strange reason, neglected to subpoena. What's on those servers the DNC is so desperate to keep hidden? And also, how about this scene on the witness stand? Does the name Christopher Steele ring a bell, Mrs. Clinton? How about his dossier? And does the DNC really want to go down this road? For a media apparatus that has been predicting huge wins for months,
some evidence for Democrats to be optimistic at their chances for a big blue wave.
The big blue wave is now looking so big, so overwhelming.
And we fell short, but next year, watch out. Next year is going to be a blue wave.
Well, this absurd lawsuit, which reads like it was written by a first-year law student, shows that Democrats aren't sure the wave may not just flatten out before it hits the shore. At this point, when you really look at the totality of all of this, rather than looking like a party that has the wind at its back this year, the Democrats increasingly look like a party desperately trying to find its own identity and relevance, as Trump, meanwhile, chalks up win after win on things like trade, North Korea, and, yes, the economy. Now, my personal advice to Democrats is this. Keep doing what you're doing, because the American people are a lot smarter than you give them credit for. And I actually look forward to their final ruling on this latest complaint of the Democrats.